Hey there, and welcome to Echoes of Age. This is the place where we talk real stuff about getting older, in a way that helps you feel stronger, stay sharper, and live better every single day. We're diving into the things no one really talks about when it comes to aging, but should. Let's jump in, Ted.
Have you ever noticed how silence becomes louder in old age? How even the sound of raindrops outside feels different when there's no loved one by your side? You may have spent decades together, side by side through joy and hardship, and now emptiness. Not just in the house, in your heart. As if a part of you was taken out and no one told you how to go on. This is a story about invisible pain, about divorces that don't happen in a fit of youth but in the twilight of life, about the deep emptiness many are too ashamed to admit, and about how to find solid ground again when it feels like it's too late. A late-life divorce is not just a legal process. It's the collapse of your entire reality. Imagine, you shared a table, a morning routine, the same quiet evenings. You picked groceries together, watched shows, talked about the grandchildren. And suddenly that person is gone. Or maybe you're the one who left. It doesn't matter who started it. The pain still comes. Quietly. Unexpectedly, in the scent left on a pillow, in the cup of tea you no longer hand to anyone, in the questions from friends, how are you holding up? Older adults take these changes especially hard. With age, we grow more attached to stability. We need to know that each morning will begin with a familiar voice, that each evening there will be someone to tell how the day went. After a divorce, there's often a creeping feeling that everything you lived through was meaningless. That decades of life together have been reduced to a memory, as if it was all an illusion. People don't talk about this, especially not at an older age. It seems inappropriate to complain, foolish to grieve. Others don't understand. What do you mean? You were together for years, and now you're getting divorced. Or be glad now you're free. But inside, there's only emptiness. Many women over 60 are afraid to look pathetic. They don't tell their children or friends how much it hurts. They hide the sorrow behind polite smiles. But at night, alone with their thoughts, they cry into their pillows. Not because they are weak, but because they feel betrayed by life, by love, sometimes even by themselves, for holding on so long to a lifeless marriage. But no matter how painful it is, this is not the end. It's a turn in the road. A harsh, sudden one, but a turn nonetheless. To move through it, you first have to admit, yes, I'm hurting. Yes, I feel lost. That alone is a big step toward healing. Then comes the return, not to a partner, but to yourself. What did you love doing before you became a wife? What books did you read? What places did you dream of seeing? Maybe you long for gardening, embroidery, or the quiet of a forest. Or maybe you always wanted to sing, to dance, to learn how to paint. Divorce in later life isn't a collapse. It's a chance. A painful, brutal chance, but a chance to finally be yourself. Without needing to please, endure, or fit into someone else's expectations. Here are a few steps that can support you in this difficult time. 1. Allow yourself to grieve. Loss always hurts. You have every right to feel it. Don't rush to be strong. Feel your emotions. Cry if you need to. That's not weakness, that's healing. 2. Don't isolate yourself. Even if it feels like no one understands, someone does. A therapist, a support group, maybe even a neighbor who went through something similar. Talk about it. It helps. 3. Revisit your life. What is still yours? Maybe old dreams? Unfulfilled wishes? It's time to take them off the shelf. 4. Take care of your body. Walking, yoga, dancing, swimming. Anything that fills you with energy and brings you back into your body. 5. Don't fear new love. It can take many forms. Not just romance, but deep friendship, soulful connection, emotional support. and it can come at any age. Divorce is not defeat. It's just a mark on the map of your life. Yes, the road may be torn and messy, stained with tears, but you're still here, alive, able to feel, to choose, to rebuild. Not for anyone else, for yourself. Maybe for the first time in many years, you'll sit in silence, and it won't be lonely, but peaceful. Because you're not just someone's former wife. You are a woman. With a past, with pain, with wisdom, and with a future. Yes, with a future. Let the silence in your home become not a void, but freedom. After years of being a couple, it's easy to forget who you were before the we. Your likes, your voice, your rhythms. Now, in the quiet that once felt unbearable, something begins to stir. It's you, the woman who once laughed at her own jokes, who had silly dreams, who could be spontaneous, not because she had to prove anything, but because she wanted to feel alive. Maybe you start small, rearranging the furniture, choosing curtains no one else has to approve, cooking a meal just for yourself and savoring it without rushing, taking walks without explaining where you're going, listening to your own thoughts and surprisingly liking what you hear. This is not selfishness. This is reconnection. For too long, you lived through someone else's moods, needs, silence. Now, every small act of self-care becomes a way of telling yourself, I matter too. It won't all be graceful. Some mornings will still feel heavy. Old memories will resurface, shared holidays, anniversaries, the scent of his cologne in an unexpected place. But these memories don't have to be wounds. In time, they become part of your history, important, but no longer defining. Slowly, you build new rituals. Maybe it's morning coffee by the window with your favorite music, or Sunday markets where you smile at strangers just because. Maybe it's a book club or a crafting circle, or simply long phone calls with a friend who makes you feel heard. Life after divorce isn't about starting over from zero. It's about building forward with everything you've learned, endured, and survived. With scars that don't need to be hidden. With wisdom that doesn't demand apologies. One day someone might ask you out. A kind neighbor. An old friend. Someone unexpected. You'll feel unsure. Is it too late for this? What will people say? But then you'll remember you've lived through heartbreak, through loneliness, through loss, and still your heart beats with hope. Love in later life is different. It doesn't chase fireworks. It seeks warmth, understanding, a hand to hold during tough days, and someone to laugh with when things get absurd. And even if love doesn't come in the way you expect, maybe it's just deep friendship. That connection is enough. Because now, you no longer settle. You choose. And most importantly, you've chosen yourself. You're not broken. You're not past your prime. You are a woman reborn through fire, through quiet tears, through nights that seemed endless. And now you are still here, wiser, braver, more alive than ever before. So let the world say what it will. You know your truth. You know your worth. And even if the path ahead is unknown, it is still yours. Walk it with your head high, not as someone who was left behind, but as someone who chose to begin again.